Rock and Country, 105.9 The Bar. Jim Croce, you don't mess around with Jim. Another guy you don't mess around with is sitting in the studio right now. Congressman Denny Rehberg paying a visit this morning. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. 16 listening sessions down and a bunch more to go.
I was just going to ask how many more to go, and how many more times do you get to be called liar or other great words?
Well, it's coming from those that want a government-run healthcare system. I guess I can accept that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand that there are some of us that are satisfied with their health care, and I'm hearing from those folks. There are some Montanans that think that the government can't run it as well as maybe private enterprise can. It's been very interesting traveling around, and I really appreciate people in Montana coming out and giving me their 2 cents. I tried to do something a little different than the administration. Mine was an open meeting. There were no tickets. I didn't determine who was going to ask questions. In fact, virtually every time, everyone that's standing in line wanting to ask a question gets to ask it before I leave.
Well, that's very big of you. I understand that you might have increased your entourage a little bit, like a little extra security, perhaps.
Well, looking at these two, I wouldn't consider them much security.
She could be dangerous.
Yeah. She can indeed.
She's got that look of fire in her eyes.
Well, she's the one that knows the health care issue inside and out and does my appropriations work. She's my deputy chief of staff, and does a pretty good job. And of course, Dustin is traveling. That was Kristen. And Dustin's traveling with me as well, my state director. And while he is in the National Guard, I don't know. He weighs about 100 pounds.
Well, the Guard does train some good guys.
They do train some good guys.
We've obviously got a lot of hot buttons going on, and Senator John Tester was in last week. We haven't heard from Senator Baucus, but we do appreciate you taking some time to stop by. And obviously, everyone making the rounds talking about health care. But you've also had a chance to do some touring, I understand, of a GM facility and chit-chat a little bit about Stillwater Mines.
Yes.
Something that's definitely heavy on the mind of a lot of people right back here at home.
Well, we don't refer to it as GM anymore. It's government motors.
Okay.
Because the government owns it, and that's what bothers me most. I stood up on the House floor and took them to task. I hope, because I find it ironic that the Obama administration's car czar thinks it's okay for General Motors to cancel our contract to buy palladium from the Russians. Irony? Yeah, probably. But
well, the Cold War is over, I suppose.
Yeah. But it just doesn't make any sense. If we're in a situation where we find ourselves in a recession, and it's important to stimulate the economy, you don't stimulate the economy by stealing the jobs away from those in Stillwater and Sweetgrass counties, or those that travel from Yellowstone and other places to work in the mine.
Well, I know GM's big argument was the domino effect about, well, if we have to close down plants and we have to close down our company, all the jobs are lost and all the money that's not being spent on groceries and gas and whatnot. It's the same effect when you cancel a contract with Stillwater Mine, who employs how many people? A $10 million contract, all of a sudden you've got people that aren't making house payments, aren't buying groceries, aren't buying gas.
Well, it's not just the 1,300 people who work there either. It's the compounding effect of all the people that they do business with as well. And what's really sad, my hat goes off for this company in Stillwater, who has bent over backwards to renegotiate contracts. They realized that they cut a pretty good deal with General Motors at the time when prices were up. But they renegotiated that contract down 3 separate occasions, and then have their legs cut out from under them by General Motors. It's just wrong. And all you can do is just say, I don't want to do business with people that won't do business fairly with people of Montana. And I don't know what the ramification. I hope that General Motors pulls out of this. They need to. They're a major part of our economy. An effort was made. I did not vote for the auto bailout because I don't think the government ought to be involved in that type of business. I don't buy this whole too large to fail concept. And I certainly don't support bonuses being paid to people who run bad business.
No. So
this thing is messed up, but frankly, there's just a differing of philosophies in Washington between, I think, the majority of Montanans and the direction they're taking us back there, and they think it's a government solution, and I don't think so. I think we need less taxes, less regulations, and government to get out of the way, and maybe our economy could come back faster.